Yes and no. While women still score the same health benefits going on a ketogenic diet, it may take longer for them to lose weight and hit their body goals. Learn what makes keto for women different and find out how to work around these obstacles in today's guide. Is keto for women different than keto for men? If you're looking for a fast, effective way to lose weight, find more mental and physical energy, reduce inflammation and get your sugar problem under control, there's nothing better than a ketogenic diet. But is keto safe for women? Or even recommended? To find out if a ketogenic diet for women is healthy, today we're exploring this topic in detail to uncover. So let's start by addressing why it's so much harder for ladies to lose weight and discuss exactly how ketosis and a keto diet can help. Why it's harder for women to lose weight plus why ketosis may help. If you and a man start a weight loss program together, exercise the same, and stick to your calorie goals, that man is way more likely to not only lose more weight, but also do so faster. No, it's not fair, it's science. Women have more obstacles standing in their way to weight loss, including evolutionary makeup. As a female always preparing for potential pregnancy, you naturally have at least 10% more body fat stores and less muscle mass than males. And since muscle burns more calories than fat, guys typically have a higher metabolism as well. This means they get to burn more calories at rest than women, making weight loss easier for them. Undiagnosed PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome, is the most common endocrine disorder affecting almost 10% of the female population, yet 70% of women affected don't know they have it. This hormonal imbalance causes irregular periods, insulin resistance, weight gain and difficulty staying out of the overweight-obese range. Menopause also causes the pounds to pack on, specifically in your lower abdomen. Your slower metabolism and your decreasing hormones create what's affectionately referred to as a menopause or menopause pot belly. These are just a few big reasons why you'll have a harder time losing weight as a woman. But this doesn't mean keto doesn't work for you. In fact, doing keto as a woman can be excellent for your health when you do it right. Start keto and you'll switch your body from running on carbs and using glucose for energy to running on fat and your muffin top reserves. What this means as a female is you get to use your fat stores to your advantage. When your body becomes fat adapted, it will recognize fat cells as a fuel source, meaning you can eat fewer calories while letting your body work off your fat stores for energy. Improve insulin sensitivity. By reducing the amount of sugar and insulin in your bloodstream, you may naturally resolve PCOS, fertility and insulin resistance issues, preventing your weight loss. Restore your hormones. Carbs and excess sugar in your diet have serious effects on your hormonal balance. Reset your hormones with keto, and you'll start to see the scale budge in your favor. Here's the only hiccup: studies on keto are limited as is, and a wide majority of them have only been performed on male participants and lab mice. So even though research on keto for women is still emerging, let's discuss what we know so far. How is keto for women different than from men? Women have to think about and juggle these 7 situations men don't usually have to deal with when they go keto. Number 1. Hormones. Female hormones are tied to everything from reproduction to stress to metabolism. They also fluctuate based on menstrual cycles, lack of sleep and fewer carbs. So even though guys have hormones too, yours are especially sensitive to dietary and lifestyle changes. And since the keto diet is a fairly drastic switch for your body to handle, you can wreak havoc with your hormones if you're not careful. You may notice lower estrogen levels on a keto diet if you're in your baby-making years. One reason for this may be eliminating processed foods which contain a crazy amount of soybean oil. You'll want to watch this, as low estrogen levels can lead to a lower sex drive, vaginal dryness, and disruptions in both your sleep and mood. Higher estrogen levels if you're in menopause or the time right before it. Your estrogen levels are naturally declining during this time, so a high-fat diet like keto is actually a good thing. Increased cortisol. Known as a stress hormone, cortisol goes nuts when it feels there isn't enough glucose in your system to handle stress. But when you have more sugar floating around in your blood, you'll also increase insulin, and that blocks weight loss. Number 2. Your period. No matter what you call it, periods suck. And women have to deal with them and those uncomfortable PMS symptoms every month if they're regular. What makes PMS so difficult on a keto diet? Cravings for sweets are much more intense, which obviously makes staying in keto a next-level challenge. You feel bloated and weigh more since you're holding on to more water. Digesting food is a serious struggle because you're so bloated and pain seems to be radiating from your belly down, so you're probably not even hungry. You may want to pass on meats and fibrous veggies in favor of easier foods to digest like seafood and brothy keto stews and soups. Headaches are no joke and can compound into a keto headache if you're not watching your water and electrolyte balance. Cramps. Just the word alone makes you angry and want to huddle over with a box of chocolates, a plate of nachos, or a pint of ice cream. Guys get a pass on all these issues, so it's way easier for them to stay in ketosis all month while you're miserable for 2 weeks. Know what else can make you feel crummy? Number 3. Going too low carb too fast can make life worse. While eating too few carbs isn't recommended for men on keto, you definitely can't let this happen as a woman. Since your body is super sensitive to dietary changes, the sudden decrease in carbs may send your body into the proverbial starvation mode, where it will shut down fat burning and hold on to all your calories because it thinks you're in famine. This shock to your system will not only cause hormones like cortisol to stall weight loss, you may actually gain weight in the process. Simply adding a bit more carbs to your diet may give your hormones the green light that everything's okay and it can start the weight loss process instead of hoarding your fat. You'll need more carbs in your diet if you are very active during the day. Crushing killer workouts at moderate to high intensity at least 3x a week. Bodybuilding, putting on lean muscle. Having trouble recovering after your workouts. In a weight loss stall. In the perimenopause or menopause stage. Pregnant or breastfeeding. We'll talk more about how to control carbs the right way later. But you also need to watch your calories and not in the way you may be used to. Number 4. Danger. You may not eat enough calories. A keto diet naturally suppresses your appetite, so you're hungry less often. While it's amazing to not be on the hunt for food 24/7, this perk may cause you to forget to eat entirely. You may think that sounds amazing, but it's pretty unhealthy. Yes, you need to create a calorie deficit in order to lose weight, but you also need to give your body an adequate amount of calories to perform its many important jobs. So get over your fear of fat and embrace it in the name of weight loss. While you're diligently cutting carbs, you may need more fat on a keto diet as a woman if you're active and burning off a lot during your day or workouts. Pregnant or breastfeeding. Experiencing irregular periods. Suffering regular brain fog. Prone to bacterial infections like utis, SIBO, and yeast infections. Craving sweets and caffeine on the regular. Number 5. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. Trying to get pregnant and not finding any luck. A ketogenic diet is one of the most helpful ways to improve your chances of conceiving. Most women learn they have fertility issues stemming from PCOS, which can cause your ovaries to stop ovulating and make pregnancy pretty impossible. But in a study on women with PCOS, 2 women who previously struggled with infertility became pregnant when they switched to a low-carb keto diet. What about keto during pregnancy? You can use keto with a bun in the oven. Our guide on ketosis during pregnancy covers this topic more in depth, so here's a quick recap on what you need to do. Don't aim for weight loss while pregnant. Your growing baby needs all the nutrients and calories possible to form vital parts of their body. Skip intermittent fasting, again because your baby will be starved of the nutrients it needs to grow and fully develop. Up your carbs, because glucose is necessary for building muscles and other critical internal structures. Don't cut calories when breastfeeding, as that's what's responsible for your milk production. You'll notice less milk supply the fewer calories you eat. Our final reason keto is harder for ladies hits in the feels. Number 6. Mealtimes can be tough. If you're responsible for cooking and preparing all the meals in your house, you may feel burdened to make both keto and non-keto options, especially if you have children. This will quickly take a toll on your willingness to stay in keto if you don't have help to prep all your meals and those for everyone else. Plus, since women tend to view mealtimes more as social gatherings than refueling sessions, it can feel isolating sticking to your keto guns while everyone around you happily gorge on your old faves. So is all hope lost for women wishing to achieve success on keto? Not on our watch. How to nail keto for women. A keto diet for women doesn't have to be a fail for your body, it can be the biggest step up for your health. Let's start with the biggest tip you'll need to follow for a keto diet to work first. Number 1. Limit your carbs slowly. Unlike dudes who can decide to start a keto diet any random day and go from 300 grams of daily carbs in the standard American diet set to 25 grams, women need a little more time to adjust, as we discussed. If you haven't started a keto diet yet, begin by tracking your regular food intake. This will not only give you practice for measuring your food and tracking your macros in keto, it will also give you an average carb baseline for your body. Let's say you're a typical American gal eating 250 grams of carbs per day. Though you'll get into ketosis faster the fewer carbs you eat, it doesn't take drastic measures to find success. When 24 women followed a low-carb diet for 8 weeks, they lost an average of 19 pounds and experienced significant reductions in their blood sugar levels, insulin resistance, triglycerides and free testosterone levels by simply limiting their net carbs to 70 grams per day. That shows you don't have to stay under 25 grams right off the bat to see results. Try this blueprint to ease your hormones into low-carb living. Week 1 of your keto diet should begin with a goal of no more than 150 grams of daily net carbs. See if you can finish this first week somewhere near a daily 100 grams mark. On week 2 of your keto diet, do the same thing. Start around 100 grams early in the week and end close to 50 grams per day. By the 3rd week you'll be well on your way to the under 25 gram zone and nearer in ketosis. This gradual carb reduction will let your body adjust and adapt while you see what life is like with fewer carbs. Just make sure to listen to your body. If you're feeling tired, unable to finish your workouts and hungry often, you may need to add a few more carbs to your day until you're fat adapted. This next tip also works wonders for breaking weight loss stalls. Number 2. Try intermittent fasting. How do women bust through their evolutionary fat reserves and kickstart weight loss ASAP with intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is when you go 14-18 hours without eating any meals or snacks. The most common type of intermittent fasting, is the 16/8 method, which is when you fast for 16 hours of the day and only eat during a specific 8-hour window. Intermittent fasting gives your body a break from the tiresome work of digesting foods. During this time off, your body will work on repairing itself and balancing your hormones instead of going through the rigmarole of digestion. And when your body finishes all these chores and gets a bit peckish, it will use your fat reserves for energy, so you don't take in more calories than you burn. Fasting helps you reach ketosis faster, so you lose weight sooner. One study showed over 84% of participants practicing saw significant weight loss results in just 2 months. Also preserves muscle mass while encouraging pure fat loss. When participants were split into groups in another trial, they consumed the same amount of calories, but some used while others skipped it. Researchers noticed participants not only lost more weight, they kept their muscles and lost pure fat instead. Since we know muscles increase your metabolism and burn more calories at rest, this is a double whammy of greatness. Research also shows intermittent fasting can lower your heart disease risks. Cholesterol levels. And flammation. And in one study of close to 500 ladies, researchers had women extend their overnight fasting and LEARNED. Those fasting less than 13 hours had an increased risk of breast cancer compared with those who fasted 13 hours or more. Each 2-hour fasting increase was associated with lower blood sugar levels and longer nighttime sleep. The easiest way to get into intermittent fasting is by eating a light dinner before 8 p.m., tucking in for a full night's rest, and not eating when you wake up until you've hit the minimum 14-hour fasting mark. Since you should be getting 8 hours of sleep every night, you're already halfway through your fasting portion by the time you wake up. Try to fast every other day. Don't do endurance runs, high or heavy strength training during this time as you'll most likely burn out. Try yoga or long walks with your dog instead. To learn more about if on keto, check out our intermittent fasting guide after this article. Number 3. Learn how to smartly feed your PMS cravings. We're not all the same when it comes to PMS food cravings, but generally women around this time of the month dream of chocolate, carbs and high-calorie junk food. Luckily, the perfect keto kitchen has you covered. Try one or more of these keto recipes for PMS when the storm hits: sweet keto bars, healthy homemade keto chocolate bars, chocolate keto chia pudding, chocolate mint keto ice cream, keto chocolate mug cake, keto brownies with peppermint crunch, chocolate chip keto cookies, chocolate sea salt peanut butter bites, salty, crispy kale chips, creamy keto